Hey guys, I'm just gonna have so much extra footage now because I keep vlogging weeks ahead of time. Anyway, doesn't really matter. But I started writing this story and I'm kind of obsessed with it. And it's kind of unique because I feel like I'm writing it like it's slam poetry, but I'm writing a story. I don't know. It's a work in progress. This one's actually going to take my effort. Like most short stories that I write, I can write within an hour. And they're pretty decent unedited. Um this one needs my tender love and care, my TLC, if you will. I use that phrase a lot. Anyway, yeah, so you guys are going to come on the journey with me of making this story because I think it's going to be epic, and I think it might be my new fan fave, to be perfectly honest. So stay tuned. Hi guys. Me again, back at it with my story. First, before I even get into it, so my hair is up 90% of the time because I have a weird thing about things on the back of my neck. I just need my hair to be tied up. The feeling of getting my hair, especially when I'm sweaty, that was my number one thing that I hated dancing with my hair down. Is that the back of my neck would get so sweaty and my hair would stick to it and I could feel it curling because my hair was usually straight and I could feel it curling. Oh, I hated it. The best feeling ever was after, and you could just tie it all up and get it off. I don't get hair headaches though. I know that there are people who always wear their hair down, and when they wear it up for too long, they get hair headaches. I don't get those. My hair is up at all times. Plus I lived in braids, which destroys your head. Okay, back to the story. So, picked a title. It's called Falling in Love for Dummies. I think that's really funny. Those yellow books, for dummies. That's what I picture. And then it's written like a true, I don't know, millennial Gen Z mix combination thing. I write it like I'm speaking to you. It's kind of funny. Okay, but I want to read my introductory into it because I finished the whole introduction. It's kind of long, so bear with me, folks. This is going to be a live reading from my story. Anyway, why am I so nervous to read in front of a camera? I'm going to mess up the words. I already know it. Okay, let me make the font a little bit bigger. I'll try to stay a little bit more, Okay, so it starts. Am I a love guru? No. Do I have expertise in this subject? Also no. I have been asked for love advice plenty of times though, and I've been told it's pretty good, so those are my credentials for you. Can you be in love with two people at once? A friend had asked me. I knew what they wanted me to say. I knew they wanted me to say yes. I felt the energy through the phone telling me they wanted nothing more than for me to confirm that they were indeed in love with two people and not just in love with the wrong person. I could not lie to them, though. The truth was, I did not think it was possible. They, of course, disagreed with me immediately, and I really didn't feel the need to argue with them, so I explained it to another friend instead. I said, I do not think it's possible because you're always going to think of one of them more. You're always going to be reminded of one of them more. You're always going to choose one of them over the other. Try to think of it like they're both dangling from a cliff and you can only save one of them. Well, whoever you just thought of as I was saying that, it's them. Just so you know, it's them. Falling in love is not something I would have thought was a real feeling until it happened to me. It was something I feared. I remember watching movies and seeing what true love was supposed to look like and thinking to myself, ew, that is so cringy. What an idiot I was. Now I have figured out that the grass is truly greener on the other side. I understand. I thought I had fallen in love so many times before it actually happened. The amount of times I thought, this is it. This is the magic you feel. Why does it not look like the intense passion and hunger for one another that I see in all those well-done films? This was very discouraging, if I'm being honest. Person after person, peeling back a little more of the layers that I have, but nothing compares to bearing my entire soul to someone on purpose. I'm sorry. I'm still struggling to wrap my mind around the idea of such a thing. I have loved so many people so deeply. My love will forever go past surface level if you let it in. I don't think anyone I ever loved has any doubts that I loved them because I wore it on my sleeves like they were tattooed into my skin, because honestly, they quite literally were. Anyone who is no longer in my life that I once truly loved, just know that I hold a place for you still in my heart. That kind of love never dies. Falling in love, though, maddening, terrifying, blissful, therapeutic, indescribable. Worth every fight, every ounce of pain, every low, because oh, the highs. See, I sound just like a playwright for any one of those predictable rom-coms. The thing with those movies is, unless they know the feeling really well, the actors can't display such an emotion. I hate the fact that I could actually see myself getting into a fight with my soulmate, angrily driving away in the pouring rain, realizing as I drive that this is not right, turning around and recklessly yet somehow safely driving back to them, slamming that car door, only to find them opening their front door at the same time, and then there's a slow motion run towards one another and you kiss in the pouring rain. Like, what? That is throw up in my mouth worthy cheesy. I would be so lucky to experience that kind of passion. Anyone who thinks this is disgusting, just wait. Just you wait until it happens to you. That's all I have to say. Now, with that being said, the person I'm in love with is currently in love with someone else, so there's that. However, this gives me an opportunity to reevaluate where to go from here, and while I do that, I'm going to teach you all of my ways of falling in love using my clairsentient, new word, and empathetic abilities. Now, I know what you skeptical people are thinking. Who am I to give this guideline? Literally no one. You do not need to try this. You do not need to give this a read. But hey, if you decide to, and you decide to try it out, let me know how it goes. I love giving unsolicited advice. That is my introduction. What? I feel like I just really wanted to read this out loud because there's this is how, when I'm writing, this is what's happening. It's a conversation in my head and it's full of emotion and I'm just like, I am this character. My personalities inside my brain, the multiple that I have, are just talking to each other. They're having a good time, a good old party, and then I'm just typing. I type so fast now too, it's so great. I'm like, anyway, so then it's gonna go into my steps. I have 5 steps. On for falling in love, the stages of it, and not everyone gets to step 5. Not everyone gets there, but there's 5 steps and I'm going to describe them. I haven't done this yet. I just I wrote out what the steps are, and some things that I want to remember I want to include it. And then I know at the end I've asked a bunch of friends if they can describe what falling in love feels like to them, in their opinion. And honestly, I've gotten 3 really good analogies so far, so that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how that list grows because I really don't think that anyone's going to say the same thing. Hey guys, I am going to apologize for multiple things. One, I know in a previous video when I was walking outside and it was kind of windy, or maybe it was just because I was walking, it was kind of windy in the microphone, and I apologize for that, and it's probably doing it right now too, so I also apologize for that. Also, I'm a little winded because I'm walking briskly today, mostly because it's also raining. So here I am walking down streets of houses and stuff, in the rain, the cold rain I might add, listening to Mumford & Sons and just loving the fact that I was walking in the rain, even though it's cold. I don't know. Odd happiness came from that. So that's the main reason I came on at first. But then it reminded me, I haven't worked on my love story since I started it and took the last clip, because I've had a hectic week, and I was very busy, so I haven't had time to work on it. And I also just haven't been feeling it's hard to write about love when you can't feel it at the moment, and so my busy week was making it hard, I guess, to feel love, so I couldn't write. But listening to Mumford & Sons and walking in the rain apparently is the cure for that, because now I'm ready to go home after and like pick back up where I started. But I wanted to come on because I think I remember, honestly I don't know if I remember, but we'll see, the 5 steps that I'm going to talk about. I haven't written anything except for like what the step is, but this is for figuring out if you've found your soulmate, okay? Like in love soulmate kind of person, you know? This is the steps for that. So step 1, I would say this is date 1 or 2. You get to meet each other and just first instinct, like first energy, first vibe, first whatever. That's what you're going off of for date 1 and 2. If that's good, carry on to step 2, okay? Then step 2 is red flags. And what that means is pick up on any red flags. This is like date 3 and 4. Any red flags that you see is your gut instinct and you know it's a red flag and you choose to ignore it. If you think that's genuinely going to bother you in the future and you're choosing to actively ignore it, do not continue, right? That's step 2. Step 3 is opening up about yourself. So letting them in, letting them know you trust them, seeing how that feels. Really important how that feels is because if you don't feel like you can trust them, if your gut instinct, again, tells you, I feel like I can't share this, do not continue. Okay, then you pass that, you go to step 4. Step 4 is listen. Stop and listen. Okay, so that's where you have to like let them communicate with you. A lot of people are just like, here's everything about me. Learn everything about me. I want you to be obsessed with me. I want you to love me. They're very that, you know? But step 4 is, can you stop doing that? Sit back and actually want to be the person that absorbs all of that about someone else and not themselves. Because that's what you have to do. You have to give up like that part of yourself for them. I don't know. Anyway, if you think you can do that, then you get to step 5. So that's loving someone. That feeling of amazingness, once you've communicated and they've communicated, that's like loving someone, right? That's not being in love. And then step 5, I'm not even going to spoil right now because that needs to be written and read. So that's all I'm going to say for tonight. I hope the wind wasn't terrible and the cars weren't super loud. Bye. Hey guys. Sorry, I'm in the dark, so I turned my screen brightness up a little bit so that you guys could see me a little bit better. I'm going to take my glasses off though because they're giving me a headache. Oh, so is the screen right now. It's really bright. I feel like I need sunglasses. But I just finished like the rough draft. Obviously everything I've said in this is like rough. I have to go through it all. And I haven't finished it yet because I only did step 5. Because that was the one that I was saying before that I needed to write so that I could read, and I needed to make sure I wrote that before Saturday when I need to post this. So, anyway, why did I give you that 45-second long disclaimer? Don't ask me questions. I don't have answers. But let me read this to you. So we got step 5, and it starts by saying, not everyone makes it here. This is being in love. So step 4 was like love, right? Like super deep connection love. This is the difference. Starts with, so how do you know it's the real deal? It isn't something you would know until it happened to you. It was a mere idea which I admired from a distance as I watched others fall in love. I didn't trust it. I thought love was bound to break. I know differently now. It isn't about how much you love them for all the amazing things that they are, but how much you love the things you hate on everyone else. These are the traits I like to call yellow flags. Red flags on anyone else, but on that one special person, you don't even care. Being truly in love with someone is loving their flaws and accepting all the negatives because you can only really see and care about the positives. It's about when you fight and you want to be angry with them, and no matter what, that anger dissolves way too fast. You crave them and the comfort and the safety that they bring. You can't help but smile through the tears, through the anger, through the pain because you are with them. It's about wanting to be a better person, not for them, but because of them. They make you want to be better for yourself. They make you want to have passion and aspiration in life. They make you want to try new things or commit to things that you probably wouldn't have before. The idea of being with them is not scary. It's the idea of losing someone who can mean so much to you. It's the acceptance of the fact that losing someone, but still being able to love them with so much burning passion and also still wanting the best for them no matter what. It's being selfless for them, because of them, and for yourself. Being in love with someone is kind of like an addiction, but it's the healthiest addiction I think I can think of. So I asked people what they thought falling in love would feel like, and this is what some of them said. It's like being born, breathing for the first time, like jumping out of an airplane and your parachute is broken, finding someone who finally gets it, caring about someone more than you care about yourself, like you belong in the universe for the first time, like wrapping yourself in your favorite blanket on a chilly day. It's like a scary roller coaster, but you never seem to want to get off. If I'm being honest, those all sound pretty good to me. So, rough draft of that final little step there. Basically, you get the gist of my idea. Obviously, I need to edit and finish the story, but that is, what did I call it again? Falling in Love for Dummies.